Hey yo, what's up? What's happening? Welcome back to another episode of Handsome Artist Dating Stories, where I, your favorite artist, talk about dating as an artist. With this one, I'm gonna go ahead and do a continuation of an original idea that I had. I was gonna call it 36 Chambers, where I talked about my 36 favorite lovers, but we're just going to integrate it into the handsome artist dating stories. The first one I did was about Yana, a young lady that I dated earlier this year. We were seeing each other from, I want to say, April till, well, maybe the end of March till the end of June, and I went with all that. And I think the only thing that I forgot to make mention of in that episode was the fact that, well, I think I talked about how initially said she wanted two husbands, and I was like, you couldn't even satisfy one dude, and I'm a Gemini, so it was just like having two. And then also, she really didn't know how to coach me up or love me in my love languages, and yeah, that was frustrating because I just really operate off of words of affirmation and quality time, with some physical touch in there. So I guess this it's just pretty much words of affirmation and head. Those get me going. So yeah. In this episode, I'll go ahead and talk about Amber, a woman I dated when I lived in Houston. I lived in Houston from 2019 to 2022. I moved there after I finished grad school. I accepted a job at Texas Southern University. And I moved to Houston in, I want to say, the last week of May. Yeah, 2022. And I got down there and I thought that, well, everybody told me that Houston was just pretty much a bigger Atlanta. And I had been running and gunning in Atlanta. Like, my roster was nice. So I thought that was going to continue when I got to Houston. Because even though, being in a committed relationship would be nice, it's not something that I stress myself about. Like I feel like I got to be in one. I do like the consistency of dating one person. Well, mainly because I like to have raw sex. I had a vasectomy. I ain't making no babies. So yeah. And so I get to Houston. I was on the apps and I met this fine light-skinned young lady by the name of Amber on Hinge, and we connected on there, and we were pretty open with each other up front. And I was staying at an Airbnb for about the first month I was in Houston, and so we exchanged numbers, and we ended up going out on a date. I think we fucked on the first date. I don't know, man. A lot of times I wish I would have documented that some of them periods in my life, but I just remember, we went to Axelrad, which is one of my favorite spots in Houston. It's like a little beer garden, and I ended up taking her back to the Airbnb. And it was the night that the Blues, St. Louis Blues, won the Stanley Cup. First Stanley Cup win ever. And yeah. But yeah, had Amber over there. Like, it was a good time. Like, that was nice. And I remember I had a little vibrator because I like to use toys on the ladies. I know there's dudes out there that are intimidated by toys, but not me. I had my little toy box, and so I used the bullet, little magic bullet on it. Made her come a few times, but she was nice. Teacher down there in Houston. Love me some teachers, and yeah, we fucked throughout the night, and I sent her back home. And we were I had just moved to the city, so I wasn't taking anybody seriously for real. But we were seeing each other on the regular. Um, even when I moved over to a different Airbnb, she met me up there, and then when I moved into my new place in Houston, uh, I smashed her in my place and had no furniture in there. When we was fucking, it was the echo. It was like a cavernous echo in there. And but yeah, she didn't want no kids, which is interesting to me. I don't really believe any woman under the age of like 40 that tells me they don't want kids. Like I think at some point, a ideal situation will come along. But yeah, but it was a very interesting situation because she had a sister, and my brother he stayed with me briefly down there, and it was funny because both. I'm on the bipolar spectrum to a degree, but my brother's on there as well. He's just like, I can't remember what part of the spectrum he's on. But my brother and her sister were both bipolar and shit. And then their interaction was just hilarious. I think my brother just kind of got fed up with her, like shutting down and kind of being on her phone. And then he just ended up leaving. I was like, But back to me and Amber. I would go out, we would go out on dates. I'll go to her place, she would come to mine. But of course I was seeing other people still. And she was as well. Like she would oh man. She would tell me when she would tell one thing I got turned on, like when she told me like when she was about to smash the dude was on vacation. And oh man. Yeah, that was a turn on. And unfortunately during the time that I think it was on one vacation or during the time that we were seeing each other, she ended up getting raped. And we had sex one time in my place, and I guess something triggered her is she started crying like while we were having sex. So I stopped and just kind of me having experience of being a therapist, kind of did some aftercare and told her be okay, and just kind of was there for her when she needed it. And so yeah, we got through that. And then right around towards the end of that year, she was seeing somebody else, and he wanted a relationship. So she ended up telling me it was like December that year that she had a boyfriend, and she's like, we can still be cool, but you gotta respect my relationship. And so I did. I kind of I backed away, and she would check on me from time to time. But I just kind of I was like, hey, I'm respecting a relationship. So a year goes by. And then COVID hit. And in that time, I was seeing other people. I had my COVID boo too. Oh, I can't wait to tell y'all about the COVID boo. That's going to be an interesting episode. And then the year mark, she gets to the year mark, and her boyfriend ends up taking her on, I think it was a helicopter ride or whatever. They celebrate their 1 year anniversary, and I was like, oh shit, they gonna be together, they gonna stay together. I was like, all right, well fuck that. And then it was it was in between the 1 year mark and before the 2 year mark, and they even got a house together. And I was like, oh, it goes. Next thing you know, next thing it should be marriage. Wrong. I wish I had the exact date, but she ended up hitting me up out the blue, and I was like, hey, yo, old dude broke up. Damn, freaking Xbox. She was like, yeah, me and the old dude broke up. I was so excited. Cause like by that time, things with Kobe Blue ended. Being in Houston during that time was really a very, very lonely experience, and I just wanted some companionship. And so, of course, when that ended, I'm thinking like, oh, and she wanted to, link up and shit. I was like, all right, she wanted that dick of familiarity back. Classic woman move. And I knew better. I really knew better to catch feelings, but caught me around that, at that time. And because I'm like, she's fresh out of a relationship. I don't remember anything else I need to put in there. But yeah, pretty much fresh out of a relationship. But I wanted commitment. Oh man, I would even bring it up. And she's like, I'm just fresh out of a relationship. I want to be free. And I wanted her. I wanted her to be with me. I even wanted her the whole time she was in a relationship, but I still wanted my freedom too. But it's weird like that. Even though we still were seeing each other and we fucked, man, like there was a 3-day stretch where we fucked 18 times. Yeah, that was good. That was great. I knew her body pretty. Yeah, she told me, she's like, you know my body so well. And but be in my feelings. She was supposed to, I think it was like Thanksgiving or some shit. She was supposed to hang out with this one dude, and she was talking about. Yeah, she was gonna end up hanging out with this one dude. I knew they was gonna end up fucking, but I was in my feelings and shit. Caught them feelings, and I was supposed to go out of town, but I ended up coming back, and I was all like, I guess she didn't end up going hang out with him because of me, and it made me feel good at the moment. But still, I'm like, damn, dog. I'm like, this is a lot. These are a lot of feelings, and she ended up going out with. I guess I didn't want no other masculine energy because she ended up going out with a young lady who was a stud, and I was tripping off of that. And then she's like, "You're controlling," and it just got to be. It just went downhill from there. And I got all the way in my feelings, like for real. Not one of my prouder moments. Throwing a little tantrum and shit. But hey, that's how feelings be sometimes. And so, grand opening, grand closing. Was going back and forth, and I was like, she invited me to, even before that, or right around the time, she invited me out to her place, and I was all like, oh, I don't want to be at the place where you and your dude was talking about getting married in, or like, all that, because he had lived there and shit. And she wanted to complain to me about him and stuff. I didn't want to hear it, and I tripped off that, and then just the whole controlling thing, and it just turned into a mess. And I was all like, don't talk to me no more. And just basically because I wasn't getting my way, wasn't a fan. So yeah, I know she is definitely. I think that was about it with that. Yeah, okay. She is definitely on my list of. I got a list of young ladies that when this art money or comedy money pops off, I'm gonna spin the block on and have my agent or my manager reach out to and be like, hey, here are the terms and agreements. Here is your stipend, and you can hang out with Forrest and have some fun in the forest. So that's the plan. Hey, baby, yeah, Amber, if you end up seeing this, yeah, we gonna have a good time when I see you again. Is that it? Yeah, that's it. All right, cool. It's been another great episode of Handsome Artist Data Stories, the good old Hads. Is there anything else I need to plug? Yeah, go ahead and go to the website, forrestjob.com. We've got new merch available on the Shopify store. It looks great. I know I'm biased, but go ahead and check it out. Yeah, that's it. Y'all be great. Peace.